Football fans, buckle up, because what's happening right now at Newcastle United could be one of the biggest transfer sagas of the season. And at the very heart of it all, none other than Swedish star striker Alexander Isak. Yes, you heard that right. Isak has reportedly made his final decision on his Newcastle United future after some tense, high-stakes showdown talks with the club's most powerful figures. And the bombshell? He has told Newcastle's hierarchy that his one and only desire is to join Liverpool Football Club. But that's not all. Not only has Isak made his intentions crystal clear, he's also willing to go to extremes to force this move. Reports suggest that the 24-year-old striker will continue to stay away from the club until he gets his dream transfer to Anfield. This is no ordinary transfer story. This is a saga that could reshape the futures of both Newcastle and Liverpool in a massive way. So let's break this down step by step, because there's a lot to unpack. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around until the end of this video, because some of the details coming out are jaw-dropping. Also, I want you to drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Isak is right to push this hard for a Liverpool move, or is he disrespecting Newcastle after everything they've done for him? Let's get that debate going. Now, Newcastle United are not just dealing with transfer rumors, they're dealing with a full-blown player standoff. Isak, who joined the club with huge expectations and has shown glimpses of his world-class ability, has reportedly been left frustrated with what he calls broken promises from the club's management. He feels that assurances about his role, ambition, and the club's direction have not been honored. This frustration has boiled over to the point where Isak refused to join the preseason tour in Asia and has continued to stay away from Eddie Howe's training sessions ever since. Imagine that. A club record signing, deliberately distancing himself from the squad just to make a point, and the situation reached a climax earlier this week. Newcastle's most powerful figures, including chairman Yasir Al-Rumayyan, PIF leaders, and co-owner Jamie Reuben, held a private meeting with Isak at his home. Think about how serious this must be. The owners themselves taking time out to meet him face-to-face just to try and resolve the crisis. That shows you how critical Isak is to Newcastle's project, and how much this transfer saga is shaking the very foundations of the club. But according to the Telegraph, Isak was absolutely firm during these talks. He told the owners straight up, he wants Liverpool and only Liverpool. And until that move materializes, he will not reintegrate into Newcastle's squad. That's a bold stance. Some might say it's unprofessional, while others might see it as ambition. After all, joining Liverpool, a club with incredible history, Champions League pedigree, and now under Arne Slot's new era, could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But here's where things get interesting. Liverpool are reportedly huge admirers of Isak. They see him as a potential long-term replacement for Darwin Núñez if things don't work out, or even as someone who can rotate across the front line and elevate their attacking firepower. Imagine Mo Salah, Luis Diaz, and Alexander Isak in the same front three. That's frightening for any defense in Europe. On the flip side, Newcastle are in a really tough spot. Eddie Howe has built his team around Isak's attacking quality. Losing him would be a massive blow to their ambitions in the Premier League and Europe this season. But keeping an unhappy player, especially one who's refusing to train, could be even more damaging to the dressing room. It's a no-win situation for Newcastle. Do they cash in and try to replace him with someone else? Or do they play hardball and risk a toxic atmosphere in the squad? And here's another layer. Newcastle are already walking a fine line with financial fair play, FFP. Selling Isak for a huge fee could help balance the books, but it would also send a terrible message about their ability to hold on to star players. What makes this saga even more fascinating is how it reflects the modern game. Players now have more power than ever before. They know their value, they know their leverage, and they're not afraid to use it. Isak is essentially saying, if you don't let me go, I'll make things very uncomfortable. But will Newcastle cave? Or will they try to stand firm, even if it means keeping a striker who doesn't want to be there? This story has already divided fans. Some Newcastle supporters feel betrayed. After all, the club gave Isak the platform, the fans backed him passionately, and now he's seemingly turning his back on them. But Liverpool fans? They're buzzing. They see this as a golden opportunity to snap up one of Europe's most talented young strikers, someone who could thrive in the Premier League under the bright lights of Anfield. And that brings me to you, the viewers. Where do you stand on this saga? If you're a Newcastle fan, do you think Isak should be punished for his stance? And Liverpool fans, do you think he's worth the investment, or are there better options out there? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading and responding to as many as I can. This story is far from over. In fact, it feels like we're only just getting started. With the transfer window heating up, the pressure on both clubs is enormous. For Newcastle, it's about protecting their project. For Liverpool, it's about seizing the moment and strengthening their squad with a statement signing. But one thing is certain. Alexander Isak has made his choice, and he's willing to fight tooth and nail to make it happen. Whether Newcastle's owners will eventually give in is the million-dollar question. So, stay tuned, because this transfer saga could have twists and turns that no one sees coming. And remember, sometimes in football, the biggest battles aren't fought on the pitch, but behind closed doors in boardrooms and negotiation tables. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay updated on every twist in the Isak transfer saga, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update. And hey, if you made it this far into the video, drop a emoji